In your browser, type in scratch.mit.edu to go to the Scratch website. Create a login for yourself, or maybe your school has a classroom on Scratch. Click Create to create your own project. It's a good idea to give your project a name. I'm going to call my project Simulation Empower. You can give your name or another title that tells you that this is a simulation for COVID-19. Let's start by creating a sprite. So click on Choose a Sprite and click on the Paint Editor to create your own sprite. So from the pictures, it looks like COVID-19 kind of looks like a circle. So we're going to use the circle tool. We don't quite need an outline. You can switch it off by clicking on this icon. Hold down Shift key to get a perfect circle. I'm going to add a little bit of detail to my sprite. So let's draw another circle. This time, let's choose a slightly different color. And then draw another circle. So it has its name Corona because of the spikes it has for like a crown. So I'm going to choose a different color and then draw these triangular shaped spikes. You can fill it in. So I'm no artist, so I'm just drawing my best interpretation. I'm sure you can do a better job at drawing this coronavirus. You don't really need to be super neat about this. You will see why in a minute, because we're gonna shrink this coronavirus down to a tiny size in our simulation. With the Paint Editor in Scratch 3.0, you can create some neat looking sprites. Okay, so this looks good for now. We're going to change our size to say 10, and then it really looks like the virus. We don't need Scratch Cat for this project, so I'm going to click this delete button. Let's call this sprite Corona. Okay. Let's go to our code section and set our coronavirus in motion. If you accidentally see any blemish on your corona, you can always go and hit the undo button to undo your changes. Okay, let's go to code. So when the green flag is clicked, we want our coronavirus to kind of shake around to show that it is active. So I'm going to put this repeat block, and in the motions category, we are going to turn 25 degrees and then turn back minus 25 degrees. So if you run this, you will see that it appears to be in motion. You can add more count to this. All right. Next, we want to create clones of this coronavirus that go spread around. So when the green flag is clicked, we want to create a clone of myself. We want to do this in a forever loop. And when I start as a clone, at some point we want to delete this clone. So we can move this block actually over here, and let's make sure that it is going to different places. So I'm going to add this, and so we don't want our source always to be seen. So I'll go to the looks part and show when you start as a clone, but then hide when the program begins. Let's see how this looks so far. So you can see it's quickly spreading around. So as you can tell, this is repeating 30 times. But what if you could randomize this? So I'm going to put in 30 to 50 times. So that way every clone will be different. All right. Next, we want to show how where it is spreading, so we can add something to our backdrop. So let's click on the backdrop and go click backdrop over here. Click this choose a backdrop, and now we're going to upload the backdrop. So here I have some images of the world map. So I'm going to choose this one, hit open, convert to vector, and then use this arrow tool to select this image, drag it outside this box, and make sure that it is covering your entire stage. So you can check by looking over here. You can always resize this image. Okay, let's go to code and click on Corona and run our simulation. This is neat. So what if we wanted the number of corona cases to be counted in our simulation? We can go to variables, make a variable, call it count, hit OK. As with variables, whenever it's created, you need to set it to 0, and whenever something happens to it, whether its number increases or decreases, you need to change the value. Yeah. Let's see. And now, so this is increasing, and you can see the count. What if you wanted, so now we know that there was one coronavirus at the beginning of all this, and then it created a clone, and then everywhere it went, it created copies of itself all the time. So what if the clones could create copies? That happens in real life for the virus, but it's not possible programming wise for the clone. But we can do something different to create that illusion. So click add extension and add the pen tool. So this adds a set of teal blocks to your block palette. We want to use this feature called the stamp, and then we want to put it in here. And that allows us to create stamps everywhere. Let's reduce the size further so that it really looks. So we want to clean out when our program begins afresh. So we can use this erase all tool. So when it begins, it's pretty clean. Let's reduce the size further to 5. Much better. Okay. So every time it creates so these stamps are not getting deleted. So we need to create because people do get cured, so we should have a realistic simulation. So let's go ahead in a forever loop. When the time is done, so let's say after every 7 seconds, we want to start over. So after every 7 seconds, we want to erase out all the stamps and then have it start over. 5 to 7 seconds. Because people get infected, but then they get cured as well. And you can see the simulation running by. You want to add a little more complexity to this, you can click over here and duplicate your coronavirus. And so now you have multiple starting points. And you can see this number is fast increasing. So make sure you add the erase all block at the beginning when the program begins, so that when you begin, you have a clean slate of coronavirus and you can see the count increasing. Happy programming!